Hi guys, today I want to do a little bit of science with you, and I want to talk about this word density. Now, density is a science word that we can use as scientists, and it's talking about molecules and how close together they are. So if we were to draw our molecules in a hard solid, we would talk about how close our molecules would be to one another. But we have three different types of things. We have solids, we have liquids, and we have gases. Now, so let's call this one our solid. If we were talking about a liquid, our molecules would still be the same a little bit, but they'd be more spread out. So our molecules would look something like this. Now, if we were talking about a gas, our molecules are really spread out. So we might have some over here and over here. But today we're going to focus on a solid and a liquid. Now, I got some eggs out of the fridge. And I hope Mrs. Lastly's okay with us using them for science. But I wanted to prove to you that they are eggs that you can buy right from the store, and some of you might even try this at home, but make sure you do it with mom and dad. But I wanted to prove to you that's an egg, so I'm going to break this egg in my hand. I'm going to grip it really hard. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oof. So it is an egg, and it can break. So make sure that you have mom and dad to help you out. Make sure that you are wearing protective equipment just in case you make a mess, right? So, just shows you how strong Mr. Lastly is. Just kidding. But I want to grab a couple of eggs out of my carton. Now the next thing I want to do is, here's our water, and check it out, it is water. I just got it out of the sink inside. So we are going to fill up our glasses almost all the way to the top, but we want to make sure that we fill them about the same. Now, if you're doing this at home, mom and dad can help you out doing this with a liquid measuring cup, or they can use a pitcher of water just like Mr. Lastly did. Now, the next thing we're going to use is salt. Now, these two glasses, right now, the density of the water is the same. Now remember, density talks about our molecules and how tightly packed the molecules are to each other. Now, if it's a solid, the molecules are packed really close together. If it's a liquid, they're kind of spread out and they're moving around. If it's a gas, they're bouncing all over the place and they're really spread out. Now, when we add our salt is a solid. So I have my salt right here. And the salt, when I add it to this cup, now that's about enough, and I stir it up, I just changed the density of the water that's in this cup. Salt water. Now, I want you to pause the video here. So click the bottom of your screen, the pause button, and I want you to think about salt water. Where have we seen salt water? Where is it in our everyday world? Go ahead and pause it and come right back. Now, coming back to our video, I have our eggs. Our salt water, some of you might have said, hey, we have salt water in the ocean. I've been to the ocean. And when I was swimming, this weird thing happened when I stopped. It felt like I was floating a little bit. It's because you guys might have been less dense than the water that you were in. But let's go ahead and prove it here. I'm going to drop our eggs into the first cup of water, and oh man, the egg just sunk. Nothing really cool happened. Drum roll, please. When I drop my egg into this cup, watch what happens. Now, I don't know if you can 100% see it, so I want to zoom in. Do you see the egg floating at the top? Now, the water in this cup is less dense than the egg, and that's why our egg sunk. But the water in this cup, because I changed the density using salt in the water, I changed what its molecules look like. I put these two things together. And now my egg is floating because the egg now is less dense than the water. So cool. I hope you guys enjoyed our at-home science episode 1. We will be doing this more and more, but today for Block and Health, we wanted to exchange some science for Block and Health. And if you can try this at home with mom and dad,